What's up everyone, this is VHS DVD Blu-ray Previews Australia here. I thought today, since I know 2020's been a rough year, even if I think so far it's been okay, I do this thing before to end the year, and it's my top 10 best and top 5 worst Disney movies from one of the most amazing and legendary studios in the world, Disney. I absolutely love Disney, also including all its brands, which you know, and also 20th Century Fox, some of them. It actually depends which movies you're talking about, but anyway, most of Disney's films are a lot of them are masterpieces. I have made a few bad Disney ones. This does not feature all the bad Disney movies and Fox, it just features the ones I can put on the list. But anyway, let's start with the top 5 worst, and then after this we'll get to the top 10 best. Okay, so number 5 is 2 movies, both together. Pom and Home Alone The Holiday Heist. Start with this one. Oh my god. This movie's garbage. It doesn't mean I hate movies that are like this, like, I don't really want to say them, like, High School Musical's not that bad. I think it's a good movie, even though I haven't watched it. Same with movies like A Cinderella Story. Like, those movies are much better. This one is junk. Like, it's not like the concept of this movie, it hasn't got a plot. I just think it's terrible. It doesn't mean I don't like Disney Channel stuff, but this is the worst thing. If this was like a Disney Channel movie, this is the worst movie that has that type of concept. Which, not going to talk any further about it, but this movie does suck. And the next one is Home Alone The Holiday Heist. This is even worse. The worst in the Home Alone series. Other than that, all the stuff, everything about this movie is terrible. Like, looking at the pictures, horrible. Like, the designs, the planks, like, watch Home Alone 1 and 2 instead. Those are classics. Don't watch the 5th one. And, yep, the 4th one's better, but don't get me wrong, I do not hate the 4th one, but I still don't like the 4th one. But this one is absolutely horrible. It's just like got an awful person. It does not feel like Home Alone. Everything they do in this movie is just stupid. Absolutely stupid Home Alone film. Anyway, we're getting on to number 4, and that film is A Low Down Dirty Shame. Now, I know this one's got a very low rating on Rotten Tomatoes, but this film is actually, I don't think I've actually seen it, but I've seen bits of it. I really despise it, even though you have to watch a movie to get an opinion. But this one, it is like a random movie you watch, and it's bad. It's awful. Just boring, awful movie, and it's a random one you would choose. The plot, it doesn't have a plot, it's just got very just weak, I don't mean that, it's very generic and not a very uninteresting movie. I just think this one is like, I hated it. It's just, like, you can watch other better movies like this, like, I don't want to mention the names, but this is one of those bad type of movies. Oh man, these bad movies just exist. But number 3, okay. I used to like this movie, but now this year I hated it. Well, last year I thought it was okay, and then after I thought it was okay, I changed opinions and I started to hate it, which I now hate this movie. And that film is The Wild. What a Madagascar ripoff. The animation is atrocious. Such a bad character. The characters are awful. The designs. It rips off all those great movies like Madagascar, Finding Nemo, and The Lion King. Why? And even that song sucks. Like, I'm having a very nice day, very nice day. It's more like, I'm having a really bad day, really bad day, really bad day. Exactly. Like someone said, like, it's not having a nice day. Like, Disney, it was done by some other random animation studio, but it is a Disney film, not run by Walt Disney Animation Studios, thank God, but this still is a terrible Disney movie. What a bad one. Awful. Now let's get on to number 2. This is the 20th Century Studios movie. Spoiler, this is worse than number 1 pick, but any Fox film actually, even if it's better than my number 1 favorite, like Disney brands, I consider it number 2 because this one I wouldn't say it's, I wouldn't actually say I wouldn't make much sense if I say it's the worst Disney movie. And that movie is Freddy Got Fingered. Horrible movie. Just disgusting. One of the worst movies I've ever seen. And the absolute worst 20th Century Fox Studios film ever. Probably even the worst Disney movie ever, but I consider the other one the worst. One that we'll get on to right now. Please do. This is the worst comedy movie of all time. And Tom Green, he's pretty funny, but in this movie, hell no. And number 1, the one I consider the worst Disney movie. Another one I used to like, but now I started to hate. Mars Needs Moms. Just look at how bad this has done. Like, so many better Image Movies films, like Polar Express was good, Monster House was very good, haven't seen Beowulf, seen Christmas Carol not for a long time, remember it good, but this one, nowadays it sucks. It's just very, 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 very horrible. Horrible film. Horrible CGI. And just, even the plot is like forgettable. But this movie really, really sucks. I'm glad this movie failed at the box office, and it even shut down Image Movie Studios. And why Robert Zemeckis? You've done masterpieces like Forrest Gump, Castaway. Why? And then you went to this pile of garbage and made Mars Needs Moms. Nope. This movie is terrible. And the worst Disney animated film. Now let's move out of all the bad Disney movies. Let's get on to the top 10 best Disney movies. Now, because Disney is one of the best studios, I've also got a few honorable mentions for some Disney movies. There's so many more than these honorable mentions that are on the list I loved. But these were the ones I just chose, because I couldn't go without some. And now let's start with the honorable mentions, which are Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back, The Incredibles, The Simpsons movie, Finding Nemo, Ant-Man, The Avengers, and don't forget about Frozen, and especially The Lion King. So there you go, there's my honorable mentions. Now let's get on to the list. Number 10 is The Muppets, 2011. Excellent movie. Masterpiece. I loved the performances in this movie. I consider this actually the best Muppet movie I've ever seen. Like, the characters in this it's an extraordinary and just wonderful colors and just this is how we make a movie. I am very surprised, and this movie makes me like very happy. It's just one of the like it's got great music and just Amy Adams, Jason Segel are excellent in this movie. Got lots of good character references. Also, the Muppets Most Wanted movie was really good. But this is an excellent film. If you are a fan of the Muppets, haven't seen this, you need to watch this. This haven't seen it for a while, but this actually is. It does hold up well now. Considering being a Muppets fan, you're gonna love. I love this one. Now, number 9 is Iron Man, the very first Marvel Studios film. Such a fantastic story to the introduction of Tony Stark. And, this is a masterpiece. So many great messages in this movie. This movie has heart, it has everything. It is wonderful. And just I loved Iron Man. Also the sequels were really good. But this is my favourite one from the series. And yep, Iron Man is fantastic, is awesome. Now we're getting on to number 8 and it's Brother Bear. Okay, this film is probably one of the best traditional animated films I've ever seen. Not just by Disney, since I've actually seen The Prince of Egypt and The Lion King. This one, it's awesome and just, it still holds up very well again because just the story, the characters, they just look so beautiful. And the concept, like the Northern Lights, they're just so beautiful. And all the characters are just, I love this movie. I don't know why a few people don't like it. I know some people say negative things about it, while some people actually say this was actually really great. Great story. If you like these type of films, I highly recommend you check out Brother Bear. What a Disney classic. This is a great film. Now we're getting on to number 7, and it's Avengers Endgame. My favourite film, Marvel film, not favourite Marvel film, favourite film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Got such great messages, got straight epic sequences, and awesome fight scenes. You all know what I'm going to say about Endgame. It's considered one of the best movies of all superhero movies ever, and probably the best movie from last year, considering it actually grossed a lot of money. Wow. I see why it actually is that good. Like, Avengers Endgame is epically amazing. Now let's get on to number 6, Toy Story, the first one. Well, now I loved, this is the very first Pixar film, and I love Pixar. And I loved playing with the toys. I like Buzz Lightyear, Woody, and all the games. It's so funny. There's so many funny quotes like, "You are a toy!" Also, the sequels are fantastic too. And I like, especially when Buzz goes, "To infinity and beyond." It just delivers, considering, and this is 100% Rotten Tomatoes. Absolute fresh film. You know everyone's seen Toy Story, but it's actually, I just put it number 6 because I could, but it still is a fantastic film. Now we're getting on to the top 5. Monsters Inc. Used to watch this film a lot on VHS and DVD when I was young, which they are like what I still have right now. But, and it's just, I loved the experience of just the whole movie. It's so funny. The character performances are amazing again. I know, it's got so many great music, it's got so many funny moments, it's everything. Everything about it's good. It is, and it's one of the best Pixar movies. I've seen this movie so many times when I was younger. It still holds up as a classic. And just I love the music, and it's just, and the short films they put with it, I still kind of hold them up. It's just so hilarious. Mike Wazowski and is just so funny, and just I really loved the way this is how you make an animated movie. Absolutely. Now we're getting to number 4. It's the Wreck-It Ralph series. I kind of prefer the second one over the first one because it's got a lot of pop culture in it. The first one is about Wreck-It Ralph. He tries to wreck and fix the Phyllis, then he wins the medal. He tries to be good guy, then goes sugar rush and meets Vanellope Swan Sweets. Then they and he's like, I want to be a bad guy. And then he's still a good guy and a bad guy, but then whatever it is. And the second one just features so many vibrant colours. It is just beautiful. The second one, and I love the pop culture references. The second scene, everything about this movie is great. It's just so wonderful. Even if you're adding Facebook, Google, everything online to a movie, it does not make it for product placement. It actually is a good thing. I actually love how you can go to the world inside the internet. And it is hilarious. Both of them movies are funny and they're just inventive and they're great. Now let's get on to number 2, and that is the second Toy Story. Now, I love this actually more than the first. Well, my favourite bit as a kid, I loved the bit, I was amazed, like the Al's Toy Barn scene. And it's got a lot of characters, like they introduce Jessie. And, brilliant Disney Pixar film. I adore Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 1. Childhood favourite movies. Now we'll get on to the number 1 pick. Now what could it be? This film it's a few years old, and that movie is Zootopia. It's about a fox and a bunny cop. Fantastic movie. And this is my pick. It's actually one of my favorite, at least my favorite movie next to that's not non-DreamWorks movie. To be honest, my favorite Disney movie ever. It's just the music and the story. Everything is amazing. All these Disney movies in this list, the top 10 best, are the best. Of course, they have to be the best. Because I just say that in my own words, it's got so many great clues in the movie, and it's just, and the sloth is so funny when it goes, hey, at the end, and it is just so great when you can see the whole view of Zootopia. Excellent movie. And I hope you enjoyed my top 10 best and top 5 worst Disney movies list. Bye!